Have you ever observed how water gently shapes the stone? It does not strike, it patiently flows moment by moment, changing all that it touches. Like water, there is a gentle power within you, one that can transform your reality quietly and profoundly. But have you taken the time to listen to its wisdom? In mindful silence, we discover not just who we are, but who we could become. Just as the river quietly flows around the stone without resistance, mindful living begins in a state of acceptance. Consider the river closely. It never ceases its course or fights against obstacles placed in its path. It flows patiently, gracefully, gently reshaping even the hardest stones with unwavering persistence and subtle strength. This natural wisdom teaches us a profound lesson. Life, like a river, will inevitably encounter barriers. Some of these barriers will seem insurmountable, immovable. It is here, precisely at these points of resistance, where mindful acceptance becomes your greatest guide. Think for a moment about the challenges you face in daily life. A strange relationship, a difficult work environment, a personal goal repeatedly slipping from your grasp. Each of these obstacles can feel as formidable as stones rooted firmly in your path. Instinctively, the mind seeks to resist, to fight or forcefully remove these impediments. But the more we resist, the more we amplify our own suffering. Like water becoming turbulent, resistance disrupts your inner peace, clouds your judgment, and drains your vital energy. The wisdom of mindful living invites you instead to practice gentle acceptance. Acceptance does not imply passivity or resignation. Rather, it is the quiet acknowledgement of what is, without immediate judgment or reactive impulses. It is the ability to observe clearly, calmly, recognizing reality exactly as it presents itself to you, without the distortion of fear or frustration. Instead of struggling, you flow naturally around your challenges, maintaining your clarity and inner strength. In practical terms, imagine you face frequent conflict with a colleague. Each encounter with them is like facing a large stone in your path, an obstacle creating stress, anxiety, and resentment. If your reaction is always resistance, defending yourself, arguing, or growing internally frustrated, the obstacle only seems to grow. But if instead you cultivate mindful acceptance, you change your internal dialogue. You say to yourself gently, "This situation exists, this difficulty is present." With this calm acknowledgement, your emotions stabilize, your breathing steadies. From this place of stillness, you see clearly that the issue itself might not be as overwhelming as it first appeared. You may begin to understand underlying reasons or hidden perspectives previously unnoticed. This mindful acceptance allows clarity to emerge. Clarity, in turn, guides your next gentle step forward, perhaps a calm conversation, compassionate silence, or patient observation. Each mindful response slowly reshapes the nature of the obstacle, transforming confrontation into mutual understanding, anxiety into peace, resistance into harmony. Like the river, mindful acceptance allows life's challenges not only to be endured but transformed. You learn to flow softly around what you cannot control and work harmoniously with what you can influence. It is here in this quiet balance where mindful living begins to reshape your reality, not through force but through clarity, patience, and a subtle yet powerful art of acceptance. In acceptance, the current carries you. Just as acceptance teaches us to flow like a quiet river, inner peace calls us to be unwavering like the mountain. Look upon a mountain and see how it stands, quietly majestic, deeply rooted, unmoved by storms or shifting skies. The mountain is not strong because it fights the wind or pushes away the rain. Its strength lies in its stillness, its profound capacity to remain unchanged in the face of constant change. Within you resides this same power. a silent, calm space untouched by external chaos. Yet, how often do you find yourself caught in the swirling currents of daily anxieties, worries, and disruptions? Consider how quickly external circumstances disturb your peace. A simple disagreement unsettles your thoughts, an unexpected setback shakes your confidence, or a fleeting criticism pierces deeply, altering your entire day. Why do such transient moments disturb you so deeply? Because you have not yet cultivated the quiet strength of inner stillness, the unmovable foundation of mindful presence. Inner peace does not mean that life will stop presenting challenges. Rather, it means you remain steady even when life's storms inevitably arise. Imagine your workplace, emails piling up, deadlines looming, and meetings filled with tension. The natural response might be anxiety or frustration, yet imagine yourself as the mountain, grounded and calm amid the swirling stress. Mindful stillness empowers you to observe without becoming entangled, to witness without reacting impulsively. As pressures mount, take a moment to breathe deeply and reconnect to your inner silence. Feel your feet grounded firmly like roots, sinking deep into the earth, anchoring your being with gentle certainty. This practice of inner stillness is not only applicable during stressful moments, it becomes a powerful daily habit. Each morning, before you rush into the world, pause quietly and sense your breath rising and falling softly. Let your breathing anchor you gently yet firmly into this calm awareness. In stillness, clarity emerges, revealing what truly deserves your energy and attention. You begin to perceive challenges clearly, responding mindfully rather than reacting impulsively. Arguments lose their emotional charge, setbacks become manageable, and criticisms transform into opportunities for reflection and growth. As you practice daily, you cultivate within yourself a quiet sanctuary of peace, an inner mountain unaffected by storms that may surround you. With each mindful breath, each moment spent quietly observing rather than immediately reacting, you strengthen this silent inner core. You begin to notice subtle changes in how you interact with the world around you. Difficulties still appear, but they no longer dominate your inner landscape. Instead, you see challenges clearly, as passing clouds drifting over the mountain summit. Temporary, fleeting, and unable to diminish the deep calm that grounds you. Just as the mountain embodies stillness amidst life's turbulent storms, we must also learn from the bamboo's gentle flexibility. Observe the bamboo closely, for it reveals profound wisdom through quiet example. Tall and slender, it does not resist the wind's force, nor does it attempt to overpower nature. Instead, it bends gracefully, swaying with each gust, moving fluidly with change rather than fighting it. And when the storm has passed, the bamboo quietly returns to its original form, unharmed and undisturbed. It is through this mindful flexibility, this gentle yielding, that the bamboo thrives. Yet how often do we cling rigidly to our own expectations, desires, and emotions, refusing to bend, causing unnecessary suffering and tension? Emotional flexibility, like the bamboo's quiet resilience, teaches us to gently acknowledge our emotions without being ruled by them. Emotions, whether anger, sadness, or fear, often arise suddenly and powerfully. They demand our attention, tempting us into impulsive reactions or judgmental thoughts. But emotions, like passing winds, come and go, impermanent and fleeting. Notice your feelings as they rise, allowing yourself to feel them fully without immediate reaction. Observe each emotion with compassion, understanding it as a temporary guest within your inner space. In practical life, consider a heated discussion with someone close to you, a partner, a friend, or perhaps a family member. The conversation begins calmly but soon escalates. Anger or frustration arises within you, pushing you toward harsh words or defensive actions. Yet here, the lesson of the bamboo can guide you profoundly. Take a quiet breath. Bend gently inward, acknowledging the emotion clearly. I feel anger. Frustration is arising within me. Recognize it without judgment, without immediate response. This moment of mindful awareness creates space between feeling and reaction. In this mindful gap, clarity emerges. From this gentle clarity, you now respond differently. Your words soften, your actions become calm, thoughtful, balanced. Instead of escalating tension, your mindful flexibility transforms potential conflict into peaceful dialogue. Relationships deepen, becoming stronger and more harmonious, precisely because you learned the gentle art of emotional resilience. With practice, this approach extends beyond personal interactions into professional challenges and daily frustrations, shaping you into someone who moves fluidly through life's changing circumstances without losing your inner harmony. Every time you practice emotional flexibility, bending softly rather than breaking, you quietly strengthen your capacity for peace, resilience, and inner stability. Life will inevitably test you. Winds of change will blow fiercely, but your ability to yield gracefully ensures that each storm leaves you stronger, wiser, and quietly prepared for whatever may come next. Just as the bamboo teaches us to bend with grace, so too does the breath remind us to return to simplicity. Of all the rhythms in nature, the breath is the most intimate, the most constant, and yet the most overlooked. It rises and falls without effort, without demand. And in each breath lies a profound doorway to presence, to awareness, to life itself. When the world grows noisy and the mind becomes crowded, return to the breath. To breathe mindfully is to live mindfully. So much of life is spent in motion, in doing, in chasing what lies ahead or clinging to what has passed. The breath, however, can only ever exist now. It does not reach into the future. It does not pull from the past. Each inhalation is a beginning, each exhalation a letting go. In this cycle, we are reminded of life's natural rhythm. When you anchor your awareness in your breath, you return to the still center of your being, the place where clarity lives and peace arises. Consider how many decisions are made from a place of tension. A rushed reply, a quick judgment, a choice made in panic. These are the moments where we are not truly present, but pulled by unconscious patterns driven by emotional turbulence. The practice of mindful breathing interrupts this spiral. Before speaking, breathe. Before reacting, pause. In this pause, something subtle yet powerful unfolds. And from awareness comes choice. You are no longer carried by the waves of reaction, but grounded in intention. You speak with care, you act with calm, you choose with clarity. In daily life, this practice is as simple as it is transformative. When you sit at your desk before the workday begins, pause and take 3 deep breaths. When you're caught in traffic, agitated by the delay, breathe slowly and return to the present. When someone misunderstands you and the urge to defend arises, exhale and observe the space before impulse and wisdom. These moments may seem small, but over time they build a foundation of stability within. You begin to carry a calmness that is no longer dependent on circumstance, but deeply rooted in presence. The breath is your ever-present companion. It is the most honest mirror of your internal state. When anxious, it becomes shallow. When at peace, it deepens. So let it guide you. Let it be your reminder that simplicity holds the greatest power, not through force, but through gentle awareness. And in this simplicity, you will find that the present moment, so often ignored, contains everything you have been seeking. Just as the breath invites us into presence, the empty cup reminds us of the wisdom in letting go. In the teachings of Zen, a master once poured tea into a student's cup until it overflowed. The student exclaimed, "It is full, no more will go in." The master replied gently, "Like this cup, you are full of your own opinions and expectations. How can I show you the way unless you first empty your cup?" This parable speaks quietly but deeply to the nature of mindful living. To hold peace, clarity, or wisdom, we must first let go. Let go of what fills us with noise. Let go of the unnecessary weight we carry in our minds and hearts. Let go of who we think we are, so we can discover who we truly are. When we cling tightly to possessions, to roles, to outcomes, we leave no room for grace to enter. The mind becomes crowded, the heart becomes heavy, there is no stillness in grasping. True growth, like a seed in the soil, only begins when space is made. The empty cup is not a void to be feared, it is a space of readiness. A space where insight, peace, and transformation can pour in. We fill them with comparisons, judgments, rigid beliefs, and emotional attachments. We think we need more to feel whole, but often it is less that brings freedom. In practical terms, this may show up in your daily habits. Holding on to resentment in a relationship that has changed. Carrying the pressure of who others expect you to be. Obsessing over an outcome at work, unable to rest until things go your way. Each of these is a drop that fills the cup. Until peace spills out, the practice then is not to strive harder, but to soften. Ask yourself gently, what am I holding on to that I no longer need? What thought, belief, or attachment is blocking the flow of life through me? Then breathe and let it go, even if only for this moment. This letting go is not weakness, it is clarity. It is choosing not to be controlled by what is fleeting. It is recognizing that everything, even your own identity, is fluid. You are not fixed, life is not fixed. And so we must return again and again to this emptiness, not as absence, but as spaciousness. A mind free of judgment is more alert. A heart free of grasping is more open. And an empty is ready to be filled with the pure waters of the present moment. Letting go is not a one-time act. It is a practice, a quiet art. And in this sacred space of emptiness, something subtle begins to shift. Not outside, but within. So now we return to where we began, with the quiet power of change that does not shout but flows. Like the river that accepts the stone, the mountain that stands in stillness, the bamboo that bends in grace, the breast that brings us home, and the empty cup that makes space for wisdom. All of these are mirrors of the life you could live if you choose to live mindfully. But you can slow down within it. The noise outside may not end, but silence within can begin. This is your path, not one of escape, but of presence, not of perfection, but of practice. Begin not by adding more, but by subtracting. Begin not by doing more, but by noticing more. In every breath, every pause, every letting go, a new reality becomes possible. One that is calmer, deeper, and more aligned with your true self. You are not here to chase after the world, you are here to meet it fully, with clarity, compassion, and calm. As the Buddha once said, peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. So I leave you with this gentle challenge. Start today, not by rushing towards something new, but by sitting still and watching what quietly rises from within. Thank you for your presence. May your paths be rooted in awareness, your days filled with stillness, and your heart open like an empty cup, always ready to receive.